Coming from out of town, a new visitor would never figure that St. Louis had one of the highest crime statistics in the United States. If you look at the city, you notice how beautiful it is, and the skyline presents an awe for imagination to withhold. I had the opportunity to visit downtown and see what it had to offer and extinguish the anxiety people had about the city. But was it true, or is the city something to be feared? I just had to find out, so I went down to Washington Avenue to see all the new buildings that were created to bring in more visitors into the city. As you can see, new construction can be seen everywhere, and now visitors would be amazed at what has been built. But what about the crime? I had a chance to talk to two natives of St. Louis who gave their perspective of crime in St. Louis.
What was that?
Here's what they had to say.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What about...
No, I've never encountered any crime or any issues. One of my friends, I guess, had her apartment broken into once and had some things stolen, like a camera.
Yeah. Really? How long ago was that?
2 years? Yeah, a couple
2 years.
ago.
A couple years ago?
Yep.
Okay, so you haven't really seen it. I mean, what do you think about a lot of the things that have been going on in St. Louis, like a lot of the break-ins and things that you've seen on the news, like about people getting their, thinking that it's a safe place and they're getting robbed or,
I don't know. I mean, I think crime happens everywhere. If you're smart, you can.
Do you think it's more prevalent here than anywhere else, or have you? Oh, okay.
No, definitely not. My parents and grandparents have had their houses broken into. They live in the suburbs. So.
They live in the suburbs?
Yep.
Okay. So you wouldn't say that crime is more prevalent down here in the city than it is in the suburbs?
No. Especially, no, I don't think so.
It's probably just reported on more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of the places where it's at? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the populations and the people who are in the area.
Oh.
Like, maybe it's typical, like more likely than here or something.
Stan Davis?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
Since 76.
Since 76?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. What do you think about, I mean, the city in general?
Well, it's a beautiful place to stay, but let's hold down on the crime a little bit.
Hold down the crime?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, everybody, these youngsters out here trying to take over and all like that, killing and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen any around this area lately?
No, not around here.
Oh, okay. What about, where have you seen like a lot of the crime happening?
I just read the paper and stuff like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully I don't see none.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, it's getting really bad. Different suburbs and kind of around the city and stuff like that, and it's keeping a lot of people from moving in. What do you think about that?
Well, like I say, if they hold down on that, it'd be a beautiful place to stay downtown.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see they're putting up a lot of buildings and stuff like that too.
All them up,
Yeah. Cool. All right. All right. Well, let me ask you another question. Have you seen anything happening down here, or?
Not really, except for, panhandling and stuff like that. Yeah.
Panhandling?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
What is it?
Yeah, I mean the panhandling.
Well, actually, these problems are changed, stuff like that.
Uh-huh. Is it because, you think the crime is because there aren't enough jobs?
That got something to do with it, too.
So, since there aren't enough jobs, you think that is the reason why a lot of people are breaking into things and stealing things?
Breaking in cars and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Well, tell me your opinion of that.
Well, I don't do it myself, but I hope that, they was cracked down on it and stuff like that,
Fired near Forest Park Community College. Officers searched the campus this morning and even blocked entrances and exits for a short time. Investigators say one man shot another on Oakland Avenue west of the campus around 8:30. Witnesses told police the shooter fled while the victim ran towards the campus, but it's unclear if that's the person
His intended target still both on the run. The bigger concern, why didn't students at that busy commuter college get any kind of warning?
News Force Mark Cox has been on campus all day. And Mark, what explanation are school officials giving for not alerting students?
Well, Vicki, Larry, right now they're saying they're not sure there was ever a threat, although their initial response was actually pretty large. The shooting happened near the sidewalk here outside this Hampton Inn.
Officers approached. They say Pike pointed the gun at them. They fired a shot. He ran, then again pointed at the officers, and they fired again, hitting him and killing him.
The news reports negative elements of crime that would even frighten a native of the city. Reports of shootings and burglaries are regular, and if a person didn't live here, they would never know that not all crime is covered by the news stations. Derelict and abandoned buildings can cause a lot of crime, as I noticed in North City. Since St. Louis is such a large metropolitan area, it's broken up into different counties, including North, South, West, and St. Charles. Crime is everywhere, and the news reports most of the crime centralized in North City. I was shocked at the amount of abandoned buildings in the city and wondered if that could play a factor in the drug raids and poor
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Donald Richmond.
Richmond? Okay. And you said there's been a lot of shoplifting going on?
Shoplifting, things like that.
Okay. All right. What about just in this area or any other places that you've been to?
Just this area.
Okay. I mean, what did you do like when they were shoplifting? I mean, did you?
Well, we catch them and, we'll hold them in the room, get their information till the police come, pick them up.
Okay. Have you experienced a lot of that lately, or has it been just kind of, is it random?
It's been pretty much, it's been a lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
Like within the past, like couple months or
Past couple of months.
Couple months?
Yeah.
What do you mean by a lot?
Well, a lot of, we have the undercover security in-house that walks around the store, they catch us.
Oh, really?
And they let us know, we just take it from there, take it to the room, cuff it, get their information.
Now, what is this what is the jurisdiction here? I
St.
mean,
Louis Metropolitan. This
okay.
is the police we call.
Okay, so like, is that city?
City police.
Okay, so the city police, they come out here and they just prosecute them or whatever they need to do.
To deter crime and bring more family members into the suburbs is to build parks for children to play and recreational places like coffee shops, science centers, and zoos for people to socialize. Now this does help somewhat, but people still have to get together for neighborhood watches to scare the perpetrators away. Now, Francis Slay, the mayor of St. Louis, has instructed his constituents, as well as Alderman Charlie Dooley, to work with city police to patrol high crime areas. Officers have to be diligent in their job to catch those offenders of the law and put them away in order for the justice system and jury to determine their outcome. No one knows if this will help solve the problem at all. Perhaps it's the social status that pits the poor against the wealthy.
Centron Felder.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Centron Felder.
Centron Felder?
Yep, that's me.
Okay. And you're from?
Well, I'm in the Air Force, and I'm stationed at Beale Air Force Base and right outside Sacramento, California.
Oh, okay, okay. So what brings you to St. Louis?
Well, actually, my wife relocated here. I expect to be out of retiring from the service within the next 6 months, and which I will attend Washington University Occupational Therapy Program.
Okay.
So I came out here to work at the Children's Hospital for a week, and I'll be back.
Okay. Well, what have you seen out here so far? I mean, as far as, like, if you were to give a personal opinion of St. Louis yourself, what would you say is?
Well, I'd say it's a beautiful city,
okay.
And there seems to be a wide divide between the haves and have-nots. I will say that. Like, even driving here, we just came off of 70, I guess, and we got off on Kings Highway, so we've driven up, I guess, a great length of the Kings Highway, and there's a lot of poverty on both sides of it. And then you get here, and it's extreme. It seems to be extreme wealth. At least the houses are, apparently very expensive. So big divide in the have and have-nots. But I guess that's throughout the country.
Throughout the country, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. That's kind of like in every city. You do have those people who have things, and then you have those who have not. But you haven't seen. I know that you've probably seen on the news about a lot of the crime and everything.
Funny you should mention that. We talk about East St. Louis, because you hear about that, whether it's in a Nelly song or whatever. You hear about the East St. Louis crime. And I actually grew up right outside New Orleans, so I'm familiar. In the 90s, it was a murder capital of the world, so I'm familiar with that, and not necessarily uncomfortable just because it's all around you. But even having said that, something struck me as strange yesterday on the news. I think it was yesterday that a kid was on a school bus, and a stray bullet went through the windshield of the school bus and hit a kid. It didn't kill him, but it hit him. And so that's just, I guess, just a reminder of how bad crime can be and is in certain areas.
Right. I agree.
For those who think crime will just vanish like a genie in a lamp is incomprehensible. People should not be afraid to leave their own homes or go out into town for a nice dinner because of what they see or hear. we as people take upon ourselves to report crime when and where we see it, crime will go down. I don't really blame a person for leaving St. Louis, and I don't blame those who stay, because crime will always be present no matter what you do. The true life story is that it will never go away as long as we don't take a stand and take back our neighborhoods.